Morning, everybody. It's 5 a.m. I didn't get a huge amount of sleep last night. I was up editing quite late. But the exciting thing about being up at 5 a.m. is that we're about to embark on a game drive through Kruger National Park. Obviously, early morning is one of the best times to see lots of the animals. Hopefully, we're going to catch lots of the big five. Following our game drive, we are then doing another 4-hour drive and then going to go and play some golf this afternoon. So today, I thought I'd take the opportunity to talk mostly about some of the amazing things you can get up to away from the golf course in South Africa should you come on a golf holiday here. Obviously, safari is one of the big attractions here, and that's certainly something that you should be looking to combine with some golf. I'm also going to pick the brains of Jason and Richard, see what they have to say about some of the things that you guys can get up to away from the golf course here in this amazing country.
Look bigger.
Good spot, Mr. Londa. You've been here before, haven't you?
It's in the blood. Yeah, look, this is good. This is still a young chap. This guy's only about 3 or so years old.
Lion just here.
So what's happened with this guy is there's actually 5 of these young males in total, and with these 5 male lions in total, 4 of them got pushed out. The other boys have moved on, and they've been pretty successful. We've seen these guys, we've seen them kill buffalo pretty successfully. Wow. This guy is a bit of a mama's boy. He sticks around mom and he sticks around some of the other siblings. We see him walk around with the pride quite often. The only thing is, because we do have 3 very large males in the pride that's roughly about 19 years old, this guy's not allowed to be close to female once they go into oestrus, once it's mating time. This guy's not allowed to be close by. Those other males are fairly aggressive towards him, showing dominance over him. I mean, they've literally tried everything. This guy's got so many battle scars around the rump section, around his face areas, you know, where these guys have bitten him and slapped him and all sorts, but he just keeps on sticking it out for some reason.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the rest of the group must still be in the thickets here somewhere. But this guy doing what he does best. See, elephants do about 300 kilograms of vegetation per individual per day. They just eat as much as possible. See, the issue with elephants is, if you look at an elephant, their stomachs are too small for their bodies. So that's why they need to eat continuously. So they've got very, very fast metabolism, but they only digest just over 40% of what they've eaten. So eating 300 kilograms, they poop out about 150 kilograms. So they need to keep on replacing that energy source, because they're obviously not using all those nutrients and not extracting all those nutrients like a ruminant, an animal with a 4-stomach chamber. 4-stomach chambered animal would do.
On the left, behind us.
Where we going? Oh, there we go. I am in position and they open up the ears just to make themselves look big. Stuff like this, you don't have all that light glaring into the face of cameras there. He is a big chap. He loves walking this drainage here at the back, and he can be quite the stubborn man as well. This guy, We know him by sight. And this guy, if he's found his spot to lie down, it's his spot. He does not like to stand up and move around. Even if you approach, he's just, this is mine.
His enemy being lions again? Or?
Well, humans obviously. We're the most dangerous animals on earth, but then also lions.
Yeah.
And then younger rhinos, very similar to giraffes, where the females will separate themselves. Then hyenas would also take the chance. Lots of times you find rhinos without ears and without tails, and then you know that hyenas have probably taken their chance.
So if a lion came sort of approaching from the back there, and he's lying down, then he's in danger there. Pretty serious, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, there's easier food. Lots of times, because these guys are so bad. I mean, it will only be, out of pure desperation that these guys will go after rhino. Lots of your young lions, like those young male lions, when they get pushed out of their prides, they're curious and they like to investigate. So movement is what draws them to these animals. But if it's like areas where you get animals migrating and animals are now moving from one point to the other point, to search for food, then you'll have it where these animals will take chances with bigger animals. As soon as the smaller stuff like impalas and so on has moved out of their areas. Where the big there's a kitty as well, right? Just around the corner. It's slightly bigger.
Pretty amazing office though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely
phenomenal. And we're going to see, so we've got the riverbank here now, so we'll be able to see from the breakfast room.
I wonder what comes down here. Everything.
That's rhino.
Right, sad to say, far less than 24 hours after checking in to the Jock Game Reserve, we're now on the road, checking out in a couple of minutes and hitting the road for that 3 or 4 hour drive to the golf course we're playing this afternoon. I think there's a pretty good chance I might fall asleep in the back of that car today. Do you know what one of the perks of the job is? It's being able to visit places like this and then kind of get paid for it. Do you know what the most annoying things about the job is?
Leaving?
Checking out less than 24 hours after we arrived here.
Yeah. Seeing it all basically in the dark.
Yeah, hands up who wants to stay here for another 5 days, basically.
Yes, please.
Guilty.
It was an absolute pleasure.
Really great meeting. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure meeting you guys. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very, very welcome.
Last night
no, you're very welcome. No, like I said, it was sweet and short, but it was wonderful. Yeah.
I'll definitely be back.
Great.
100%.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Guys,
amazing.
Bye,
Thank you so much, everyone.
Cheers.
Ready, let's get ready to rumble. What's the drive time, Jace? 4 hours?
Yeah, circa 4 hours. We need to get out of Kruger, which will take, on paper, an hour. And then once we're out of the gates, it should take about 3 hours to get through to Swaziland. Really easy drive. And then just through border patrol there. And all is well.
So, I've been catching flies in the back of the car. It's been confirmed that there are pictures available online. I'm sure you're going to see them on social media soon. We have been driving for about an hour and a half, and we've got about a similar distance to go. We're just about to cross the border into Swaziland, where we're going to be for just one night, heading to Swazi Sun. Is this where we're playing golf later?
We're playing golf at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, and what golf course are we playing?
The golf course on site, which is the Royal Swazi Golf Course.
Yep.
Cracking little track again. It's basically set in nature, visually stunning. So plenty of videos to come later. But yeah, it's a Sun International property, much like Wild Coast, which we're going to be visiting later in the trip, and also the same as Sun City. Everything is on site that you need. It is a total resort, fit for families, groups, and couples.
Excellent. Well, let's get across this border, and then I can start catching flies again in the back for another hour and a half or so.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
I imagine there might be
No questions asked.
A few more questions coming up here. Which one do you want?
This one. Energy to clear? Nothing.
Nothing, sir.
No, nothing.
Safe journey.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
See you next time.
Good day and enjoy the weather.
It's not England, mate. It's always sunny in South Africa.
Oh, just being polite. Making friends with the locals.
Enjoy the weather. Don't enjoy the view, just enjoy the weather.
Just hopped out of the car for a little bit of appreciation as to how beautiful Swaziland is. That is a lot of gum trees. That is a lot of gum trees.
It's a few gum trees.
Yeah.
A few millions.
It's been pretty spectacular since we crossed the border, hasn't it? Not that tough. It wasn't.
Scenery is out of this world.
Picturesque around here. After you, sir.
Rush hour.
Yeah, rush hour in Swaziland. Golf course spotted. Pretty stunning location. Oh, speed bumps. Oh.
Wow.
Phenomenal.
Any shopping needed? Anybody want some traditional
Sarongs?
wares? Afternoon, sir. How are you? Good. We're checking in today. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. This is the red earth and kikuyu grass kind of place.
I think there's going to be a fair bit of slope involved in this one, boys.
Yeah.
Right, so just arrived at Royal Swazi, and we've never actually sent a client here before, so this is uncharted territory for Your Golf Travel. We've come here to check this venue out, and obviously these guys who sell the product are brushing up on their knowledge of the product itself, so that when they get people inquiring for Swaziland golf holidays, they know exactly what they're talking about. The hotel is looking pretty spectacular, as you can see. We're just going to check in, leave our luggage here, and then head to the golf club, so we'll see more of the hotel later. And we're going to go out and check out this amazing looking golf course in one of the most spectacular locations I've seen. The drive in was pretty damn good. Right, boys, welcome to Royal Swazi.
Thank you.
Golf in Swaziland, that's another country on the list. I think I'm up to 25 now. Add your two totals together and maybe we'll have a comp, or
Maybe not even.
No, I don't think we'll get there.
Anyway, let's check this amazing golf course out. The location is utterly ridiculous. If you look out towards these mountains, the drive up was spectacular. Hotel looks great.
Hotel looks good.
And let's just hope that our golf is better than it was yesterday.
Absolutely.
I mean, it can't
Fingers
get
crossed.
worse.
Tee shots on the first, safely away, at least for a couple of us. A bit of ball searching going on up there. But immediately, and it's hardly surprising considering the mountainous drive we had on the way in here, I think this place is going to be fairly slopey. So we just look here, this fairway, and remember the camera kind of flattens everything out, but there's probably about 30 different tiers on this fairway alone. And green heading up towards there. This course is going to be a lot of fun, I think.
That's timber.
Every time. Just coming to the end of our front nine here at Royal Swazi.
We actually accidentally teed off from the 10th hole rather than the first, but it was nice and quiet, so we didn't cause any problems for any other golfers, luckily. So we're going to head into the front nine now after having a little snack in the clubhouse. I'm going to talk to the guys a little bit about the best places in South Africa to go and combine top class golf with safari. Obviously we started our day this morning with a little game drive through the Kruger National Park with a guy called Ruan, who was amazing, really knew his stuff, was extremely knowledgeable and a really nice guy to boot. And it was absolutely fantastic. We saw elephants up close, we saw rhino up close, we saw a lion off in the distance, as well as the leopard we saw on the way into the game reserve last night. So that's a decent number of the big 5 ticked off the list. I still haven't seen a Cape Buffalo, and I've now been on 2 safaris, so I'm just gonna have to come back to South Africa at some point and do that. Got to tick all 5 off the list, otherwise I'm just not trying hard enough. Shot, Jace. Safe?
Yeah, it's fine.
Right, boys. 9 holes in here at Royal Swazi in Swaziland. Have to say, pretty spectacular so far. But what about this morning? That was a proper treat, wasn't it?
That was special.
Getting up, 5 o'clock alarm.
Yeah.
Straight out there. Saw some rhinos, some giraffes.
Elephants?
Elephants. Great creatures out there, and a lion to top it off.
Yeah.
Good spot. Line, yeah, little juvenile male, but
well, yeah, you spotted him, didn't you? That was a Hawkeye moment. But anyway,
we'll get lucky.
On that theme, while that experience is still fresh in our minds, we can talk to the guys at home about some other places in South Africa where you can do the combination of golf and safari. So, are there any resorts in particular that these guys should be looking out for? Is that something they want to do?
Yeah, I think heading up to Sun City, about sort of 2.5 hour drive north of Johannesburg airport. Getting in there, you've got 4 superb hotels. You've got 2 golf courses on site, and then you can organise safaris right there as well.
Okay.
Plenty of restaurants, great resorts.
So that's just everything all on site. No need to really travel.
No need to go anywhere else. So you can really tick every box right from there.
Okay. Cool.
Outside of that, you've got Legend, which Rory's going to have a chat to you guys about, which I know he's done. He's been there. And then the only other option really is you combine it and do a twin centre holiday.
Yep.
Do a week, 2 weeks, and take in places like Pinda and Nambiti, which we're actually going to swing by later in the trip.
Wow.
So you can do a bit of a break in the city at a golf resort, and then end up in a game reserve, do 3 or 4 nights. And that's the only other way of doing it. And,
okay, that's quite interesting then. So you've got the option, like Richard talked about, of having everything on site, so you don't have to travel around, but then you can do a week of golf followed by a week of safari and then do real hardcore safari centres. I'm guessing these places are.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, let's crack on into this. Well, what is actually the front nine, but our back nine, because we teed off from 10 by accident. Yeah. But yeah, this is a lot of fun so far, and let's keep it going.
Go well. Right.
One of the things I'm enjoying most about today is the old school petrol buggy. Absolutely flying down this hole. No annoying restricted zones on the golf course. Can drive it anywhere. Obviously I'm not going to drive it anywhere near a green anyway, but sometimes old school is the best school. What are you doing back there, Tidders? What are you doing?
Just waved to your board as it came past, mate.
I think Rich forgot to take the head cover off on that one. Ooh, bomb-balls. Lovely shot in, Mr. Tidman.
Thanks, mate.
But as we all know on the internet, if you knock it 50 yards past someone off the tee, you automatically win the hole.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Score is irrelevant. Score is irrelevant.
Her name was
Wildlife's absolutely amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely phenomenal.
We think the most
Everything out here.
most interesting thing we've got in the UK is like a squirrel or something.
Yeah, these are a different level.
Yeah.
So good.
Loads of them down there. Right, a bit of speed golf, see if we can complete the last 3 holes before the sun goes down. It is officially getting dark though. I think that is officially what they call twilight golf. I wasn't really expecting to play any night golf on this trip, Tidders.
No, absolutely not. Speed golf for the last 3 and managed to get round.
Ooh, showered up, feeling fresh, on the way down to meet the boys for dinner here at Royal Swazi. See what the hotel's got to offer in terms of food. Another one of the highlights of any South Africa trip. Food, world-class wine, cold beer though I think is in order right now. And then when I get back up to my room later, I'll go through why I think the Legend Golf Resort and Golf and Safari Resort, it's definitely one you should be checking out if you want to do that combo of world-class golf and trying to track down the big 5.
Gentlemen.
Good evening. Hello, buddy.
How's it? Is that
okay?
right?
Lekker en jij?
How's it? How's it?
How's it, my brew?
Am I getting on board with it?
You're getting on very well, Ross.
Cheers, Francho. Another good day.
Cheers, guys.
Good driving again, Jason. Thank you for...
Wow, the food here in South Africa is just another level. Had an amazing seafood salad for starters, and you guessed it, another steak. So just a quick thank you to everyone who's tuned into the videos so far from our South Africa tour, or actually today we went into Swaziland, so another country I've played golf in ticked off the list. But yeah, interesting to hear the guys' insights on golf and safari and the kind of places that you guys might want to visit if you want to tick those 2 things off your list on your next golf holiday. As you've seen so far, and as you've seen from videos I've done in the past, South Africa is just chock-a-block full of world-class courses no matter where you go, whether it's Cape Town, the Garden Route, George, or Durban kind of area, which is where we're heading towards over the next few days. And obviously the country is synonymous with safari as well. So you've got the venues that Tid has mentioned in terms of venues that do it all. So you've got golf courses and safari game reserves on site. You don't have to go anywhere once you're there. You've got like Sun City. You've got the Legend Golf and Safari Resort, which is where I actually went to on my family holiday in 2015. Ended up at the Entebbe Game Reserve, which is a very, very small affair in comparison with the Kruger National Park where we were today. And that just goes to show that there are a lot of different ways of doing safari. So the Kruger National Park is much more natural, wild, whereas Entebbe, it was fairly easy to find the animals. It's a fairly small patch of land in the grand scheme of things. But then you've also got the options to do what Jason was talking about and do 4 or 5 days worth of golf at your destination of choice, whether that be, for instance, Fancourt down in George, and then travel elsewhere, get an internal flight and do one of the real hardcore safari hotspots for a few days if you want to get up close and personal with Africa's Big 5. So I guess the question is that the kind of thing that you guys are interested in? Would you be interested in coming to South Africa and playing some of the world's best golf courses and coupling that up with safari? Let me know in the comment section below. It's pretty late now. It's 10:30 local time, belly full of food, a couple of beers, feeling pretty tired, and up early tomorrow to do another very long drive, get to our next destination and bring you guys more action from South Africa. See you guys then.